a 1968 Chevy Impala. It's a convertible, super sport. It's pretty much built by me. I painted it by me. A lot of work has been done by me. Hideaway lights, I built it. I built been building cars for over 20 years. So I was actually looking for a 67 convertible. Couldn't find one. So next bottom line was a 68. Over the years I've actually accumulated and I found one. So I have three. This one took me about 3 years from start to finish. I pulled the frame off, redid the frame, made a rolling chassis, and did it from bottom ground up pretty much. Did the full complete setup. It's actually made to hop, to drive it. It's not actually a full show car. I'll drive it if I want to go to Albuquerque, if I want to go to Alamosa, I can get in and drive it. When you get into an Impala, cop will see you, you get a lot of thumbs up. They kind of give you more of a respectful ordeal when you actually have a car that they know, that they see, that you have money into. Yeah, so what we have here is it's a 350. It got rebuilt by my uncle Tony Neri. Pretty much everybody knows a Chevy 350 is pretty much bulletproof, so had to get it going to make sure it was drivable. I mount the switches on my dash panel. When I do play with it and want to hop it, I have my cord. The upholstery was done by Renee in Oxnard, California. I fiberglassed the door panels. I fiberglassed the console, made it into a speaker box. I have a TV navigation. I did all the fiberglassing myself. Pretty much all this interior is off of a 2007 Lexus. You can see that it's a newer modern style. I shaved the door handles, so there is no more door handles. It is a convertible, so I'm not worried about door handles. So pretty much paint job was done by me. Everything that you see on the car that I didn't do was rebuilding the motor and the interior. Everything else was done by me.
That ignition switch. Now it's not starting. 1934 Chevy sedan, and I've had it since 1969, and it's been a work in progress. Yeah, I traded actually a car running for it, and it wasn't running at the time. Started with the engine, the undercarriage, body, interior. It's just been a work in progress. Still a couple of things I want to do to it. I want to put power steering on it, which shut it down when I did the V8 and the undercarriage. And I want to do, I'm thinking about doing air ride. It'll lower it and raise it, but I want it mostly for the ride on the road. It runs real smooth. The body's original, but everything else has been changed. Paint job, everything's been changed. That grill has been on the front end. The grill has been there since I bought the car, and I've never sent it to chrome. I've never done anything to that grill. In what is it, 46, 47, there's been a lot of hands put on this car. It's a little dirty, but this is a 305 Chevy engine, and I bought it off a friend of mine that had I think it was like a 78 Chevy pickup, and he was putting a bigger engine. So I bought the motor from him, and then I've just been adding different parts.
was painted back in about '86, and my dad back there, Victor, he's the one that painted it. Yeah. It's been like this. It's been garage kept. This car was actually my uncle's. That my dad painted it for him, and he went and gave it to my dad. Well, my uncle, he put all the mirrors you see in here, a steering wheel, the interior he got done. It used to have hydraulics, but we took that off also. It took my dad to paint this car, well, just like, like the custom patterns here. It took him about a couple months. It's fast, but then you have to prep the car a certain amount of times before you can get it to look like this.
Hi, my name's Vicente Martinez Sr. and this is Vicente Martinez Jr. This is a 1999 Honda Accord EX. It was original, just bought it off of a car lot here in Espanola. I had it about 2 years before we painted it. He's the artist, so he does what he does and goes from there. The custom paint, candy, and then the rims, the plaque, the engine. I drive this car every day to work. It's third generation. We grew up, me and my cousins, we grew up watching my uncle have all these nice cars, and he just passed it on to us.
This is a 1953 Bel Air Chevrolet.
When I was younger, he used to have me in the shop sanding. He would put a bucket of water and give me some sanding paper and tell me to get to work. And my son's dad and his families, they're more down and they have their cars, and yeah, and so it's like him especially, he has it both sides.
The model is a Chevrolet 1956 Chevy. 66 I used it doing work on it.
As a work truck?
As a work truck, yeah. And then I used it for maybe 4 years. And then I took it apart and got another truck, and then I put a motor and everything, and took it apart, in other words. And
You built it?
85. In 85.
And when did you finish it?
And 88, took the motor off, everything, the frame. And, yeah. Okay, all my life, since I was small, I started monkeying around with models.
He would sneak with his, what he tells me is that he'd sneak in with my great-grandma and my great-grandpa. He'd sneak into the vehicle and go with them to the market, and he found a hobby shop, right, Dad?
Right.
And then you used to go and buy models with your money that you saved from your shores and stuff?
And since then I started, cars for me, they're my life, I like cars, Yeah. The first one I got was a 53 Ford. I bought it with no front end, I remember I paid $65 for it. And I sit around looking for parts, and I fixed it. Then I primer it, and then I gave 65, and I sold it for $125. And this guy gave me only $100, and he owed me $25.
So, never collected.
So he's gone. And those times you didn't need no titles or nothing. Yeah. So. Like I say, still I'm interested in cars, though. Yeah. Yeah. I remember my mom used to say, Joe, sell those cars and get a good vacation. And I used to tell her, I'm going to sell them next week, and I'm going to go get a good vacation. But my mom, yeah, I remember all the time.
Next week? It's a 1964 Chevy Impala. It was pretty, well, not wrecked or anything, but it was pretty rust bucket, I guess. It had already been kind of sitting in a yard somewhere for 20 some years, probably. Yeah, rust and stuff had, everything was tarnished and upholstery. The color that it is, that was the first color I had painted it. Yeah, I didn't have any patterns or pinstripes at the time, but it was just a nice, clean paint job, yeah. I added stuff little by little. I changed out the moldings, the chromes on the side, and redipped all the chromes, redid the upholstery. And then I changed it up completely and went to a candy green and had that for, so I've had this car I was 15 at the time, so 25 years ago or something like that. Yeah. So it's been repainted and redone 3 times since I've had it. Yeah, and this is the last time that I did it, this color, and it's been like this 7 years probably, something like that. I've done everything to it except for the upholstery and, like the actually chroming and stuff like that. But the paint, all the body work, hydraulics were all done by myself. I'm more of an engine guy, I guess, but I do paint for myself and for certain friends and stuff. Yeah, but by trade, I'm actually a machinist. So what I did on this car, the last time I did it, I pulled the frame off and painted the belly underneath, had it on a rotisserie, which it was on its side, and did all the body work and stuff. That took a lot longer than what I planned to do it. I figured, it should be pretty quick, and kind of dragged on for months. Nothing ever goes easy. I have a son and a daughter, and surprisingly my daughter's more interested in it than my son. yeah, and she's 13 now, so yeah, when she comes to driving, if she wants it, I definitely like to see one of them to get it. Now it's kind of turned into a family member, I guess. yeah, it's been with me that long. Yeah.
This is my 1964 Chevy Impala. I've actually owned it since 1993. First time I fixed it up, it took me about 2 years to do the work on it, and I actually had it a color very similar to this. I redid the car, I would say, in about 2003, and I painted it a different color. And about 2014, I was going to redo the car, and when I was telling people I'm going to redo the car, I was thinking, I had a whole different plan for it. I was going to go with a different color and different theme for it. And everybody that I talked to said, I remember this car when I was a kid. I used to see it parked outside of the restaurant, and I felt like it inspired a lot of people. So I decided to go back to the original color that I had it and make it look the way people remember. So it took me about another 2 years to fix it up. I finished it in 2000, I think I started 2013, finished it 2015. So it had been 20 years from the first time I finished the car, and I've had it out since then. And it's very enjoyable. I like to show it, I like to drive it. It's been with me for so long, it's practically part of the family. And a lot of people, even when I'm showing one of my other cars, they ask me, do you still have the 64? And how's the 64 doing? It has a lot of history in the valley. I started cruising this car and showing it in 1995. So it's been around for a long time. A lot of people remember it. Even people that don't live in the valley that pass through, they remember seeing it, either cruising or parked outside the restaurant, or they've seen it at different car shows and things like that. So it's been very well known car around here at least, and you know, that's why I named it Boulevard Legend, because it's been around for so long. It's had so many years. I mean, it's 21 years in the valley already, or 22 years in the valley already. Yeah, I've taken this to the Las Vegas Super Show twice already. And last year we actually got to cruise it on Las Vegas Boulevard after the show, so that was a lot of fun. I mean, we were up and down the boulevard. I think we stayed out till about 3 in the morning. We were just all over the place. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of lowriders out, kind of like there is today. So it was something that we really had a lot of fun with. I'll be showing in Albuquerque on August 20th for the Lowrider Super Show. So far this year, I think we've probably been with this car to about 8 car shows. We did 6 car shows just in the month of June. We've already shown twice in Colorado, probably a couple times in Albuquerque, here in Espanola, just Santa Fe. Camel Rock, we've shown it all over and been fortunate enough to bring it out sometimes for the Sunday night cruises, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, this year has been very eventful as far as lowrider events, so it's been something that we've been able to enjoy a lot this year. I currently have 3 lowriders. I have this 64 Chevy Impala, I have a 67 Chevy Impala convertible, I have a 1994 Cadillac Fleetwood. Those are the cars that are all fixed up. I'm currently building another 64 Impala convertible that it's probably going to take me a couple more years to finish, because I usually take my time and work every part of the car before I put it all back together and start showing it. But typically I'll take the body off the frame. I'll do body work on every part of the body, including underneath the car. So, you know, every part will get painted so that when you look at it, there's not going to be a part that's unfinished. I'll redo all the moldings will get re-chromed, all the bumpers will get re-chromed. I'll do a new interior on it, rebuild the engine. Sometimes I'll do chrome on the engine, sometimes we'll just paint it. But every part of the car will be finished so that when you look at it, every part looks nice. It's been 22 years since the first time I actually drove it out of the garage and was able to cruise in town and take it to car shows. I'm most known probably for this car, although the 67 Impala convertible has gotten national attention because that one has been on probably more magazine covers than this one has. One of the features on this car is, and this was actually done on the original build back in 1995, is I had a lot of the parts are 24 karat gold plated. The interesting thing about this car is now in 2015, when I redid the entire car, I was able to get the guy that did the original gold plating came back and touched up all the gold on it. I had Julian Quintana redo the interior on the car. He had worked on the car in the original project, and I also had Carmelito who had done the mufflers. Back in 1995, I had them reflange all the mufflers so I could get them chrome plated. So the cool thing about it was all of the original people, all the original craftsmen that worked on this car back in 1995 were involved in the 2015 build. So it is a completely New Mexico built car, assembled here in Espanola. You know, other than the chrome plating was done out of state because we don't have a chrome plating shop here, but everything else was done in New Mexico by New Mexico craftsmen.